My daughter and I was out here checking on the garden a while ago. I walked over here to the corner of the house over there, and she come running from over here, tripped and fell. Was kind of upset and ran to me and started pointing back over here towards these woods. And as I seen her, she was scanning from here to back here, back and forth, looking for whatever she saw. Anyway, my mom pulled up about that time, and I was telling her about it. We were out in the front yard. About that time, I heard a loud limb break come from back here. So I went and got my thermal, and I got my GoPro on and all that good stuff, and fixing to walk out here and just see, because they want me to know. I mean, I was already in the front yard talking with my mom about it, and they had to make sure they went and made a loud limb break just to get my attention, to let me know that they were still out here. So I'm gonna walk back in here and just take us a look around. Y'all probably think I come back in these woods all the time, but I tell you I don't. It was a long time before I ever, it's almost 4 years I lived here before I even entered these woods. Not just Sasquatch, just, I don't hunt and snakes and all that good stuff. There's no reason to be out here. Some trees broke. See if it had a root to it. Another one broke. Pretty dead still out here, isn't it? Boy, it's quiet. Let me look through the thermal for a little bit. Found a track right back here. You see the toe definition right there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast that one. I actually got my first bag that I've ever bought of the plaster of Paris stuff. Actually came by Amazon today. I've never bought that stuff because, you know, I'm like, well, I care about their feet, but I've become more interested in it than I used to. I'm gonna pause this, go get my plaster stuff, and I'm gonna come cast this thing. That's a good one. Well, I just attempted to cast my first footprint that I found myself. It's kind of weird because I ordered Dave's new book, Champagne, and it came in today. And while I was ordering that book, I figured I'd go ahead and order some of this plaster of Paris stuff that he brought out. So I ordered it at the same time, so it came today also. And just so happens, found this track. Has really, really good toe definition. I hope I mixed it up right, and I hope it comes out like it looks before I poured that plaster in there. I didn't mix up near enough at first and had to hurry up and mix up some more, but I'm going to look around while this dries and see what other tracks I can find. I found this directly behind my house. The leaning tree that you see the other three adults behind is actually right there. So that's how close we are to the leaning tree right now. And this track has to be pretty fresh because we've had a lot of rain the last couple of days. So I'm going to look around. Well, I pulled it out. I didn't quite get the toe definition that I was wanting that the track had, but you can see the toes. Toe there, and a toe right there. And then this in here didn't, I guess I didn't get it down in there right. But anyway, my first attempt at it, so. And you can see the, the heel back here. I'll hold it up here to see a little better. Yeah. Hey guys, take a video real quick. I want to show y'all a couple things. I'm talking to the cell phone. That's who I'm talking to. I want to show y'all what this camera is. Right here's that camera that picked up that anomaly the other night. 720p Arlo camera. Right over here, 9 foot away, is where the anomaly stopped at. It's not a lens flare, moisture, any of that stuff on the lens. It was only 9 foot away. And I'll tell you how I know that, because I have two cameras pointing on the same area of that pool. Walk by this blanket thing. Right there in that whirlybird is a hidden camera that also picks up the same anomaly that was recorded at the same time. It's a 16-minute video. The original video from this one over here on the corner of the house is 22 minutes. Both recorded at the same time, recorded the same anomaly. Right here's the horse shed that you see, and it gets real weird. I'm not for sure if I want to release the entire video because we're moving into things that is not Sasquatch as far as I'm concerned. This is something else. Sasquatch I don't mind talking about, but hell, I got at least to maintain the appearance of being sane. My kids Google this stuff later on after I'm gone. They'll be like, Dad, it was a crazy son of a bitch. But right there's that leaning tree that you see the three large adults standing behind on December 24th. They're watching my kids. It's right here behind the horse shed. Back up a little bit. It's kind of grown up right now because it's summertime. And from that leaning tree right there, you turn this way, you look through here, and you will see that's the playhouse right there. They were watching the kids on the playhouse that day. And as far as I've never been able to tell, the adults have never been inside the yard before. It's just the juveniles. And I become more comfortable, or I'll say more used to the presence of the Sasquatch over the months since things took place back in December. But, you know, I'm never going to let my guard down. I'm still going to keep an eye on my kids. Have I had the opportunity to take my kids in the past? Probably. I mean, I wasn't always watching them as close as I do now, but, you know, it's just kind of hard to adjust and swallow that pill, man, when you have to realize that there's something that people say doesn't exist. It's right outside your house. You know it's been watching your kids. It's coming up to your house and touching windows and walls at night. And, you know, it's like people say, oh, try to communicate with it and be buddies. And, well, you know, kind of swallow and digest all this information at one time when things are going down. And you got a jar of peanut butter sitting there, you got a rifle sitting there, and you're going outside. I guarantee the majority of y'all is not going to stop and grab the jar of peanut butter on the way out the door. They're going to grab the rifle when they're going out there to get answers. And the track I found was just a mere few feet from the lemon tree over here, about 15 yards back in there. And you see I got a lot of damage along my tree line through here. That's happened over the last year and a half, you know, and I'm sure some of it is storm damage, but I know I've pissed some Sasquatch off a few times, putting some bullets into the tree line back in the day. And it seems to be when they like to push a tree down is when I mess up their good time. I come over to my mom's house and slapped on the near the window one night where my nephew was staying at the previous night. My mom, they called me. I come over at 12:20 at night and went over to check things out. Didn't see nothing. Come back to the house and I was watching on the camera. And about 10 minutes after I come back inside, I heard them push a tree down. There wasn't any wind that night either, and there was a loud snapping fresh tree. So anyway, here's the playhouse. So we'll go back here. There's the horse shed. Leaning trees back in there and whatnot. So anyway, just wanted to shoot this real quick. Help y'all make a little bit more sense of what you're looking at in the video, and we'll see about putting some more of this other stuff out later on. Hey guys, let's shoot a little intro to this eye shine video because it's just, you know, I've talked about this in just about every interview I've ever done. Look at them deer out there. Right there, we all do it. Yeah, well, anyway. Now, back to the eye shine. The eye shine was taken on the night that the shadow moved across the shed. The bipedal footsteps that you hear in that one video, if you look back a little bit, you'll hear the bipedal footsteps is running from these pine trees to pine trees, and then the long, fast running part is where it's running back here. Now, there was a camera hidden right there. I've been over this before in another video, but people don't go back and people don't read descriptions and they don't bother reading other people's comments, so I just thought, let's do it again. But right back here, on all fours, when that juvenile come back here, like I said, one camera recorded the bipedal footsteps. I switched, and the camera right here caught the eye shine. It was the camera right up there on the playhouse. It caught the eye shine right here. And this is what I've talked about several times, about how when I realized how intelligent these creatures are, is that this thing had to turn its head, it turned its head towards this playhouse with its eyes closed and blinked them eyes open for a fraction of a second when that camera kicked on, because it looked over that way when that camera kicked on. The video was only 19 seconds long, and those eyes are only visible for 2 frames of the video. And I saw them immediately when I was watching the video, and I seen them in their eyes. I was talking to my buddy Joe, and I sent him the video. We turned before the camera was ever moved, we turned the infrared lights on the camera and recorded another video with the infrared lights on where you could see everything back here with the lights on. We took the video with the eyes that's completely dark and overlaid it with the video that we took with the infrared lights on, and those eyes are on this side of this fence. It's not on the other side. The eyes are very far apart. And somebody already making smart-ass comments, I had to block his ass. I don't put up with that. I ain't got time for you, trying to shoot, well, this ain't enough. I got better evidence. I put my toilet and all this other stuff this one guy put. Get your ass blocked. I ain't got to put up with it on my channel. Better take that shit over and put it on somebody else's shit. Put it in the comments on how to hunt or something like that, but you ain't putting it over here on my channel. I'm not going to put up with it. But anyway, right here is where those eyes were. I've slowed down the video and I've zoomed in to make it easier to see. But that's where it took place. That's where the camera was. And that's the story behind the eye shine. And if you look at that eye shine zoomed in, you will see the slots of the eyes and you can see the pupils inside the eye sockets, and you can see how far those pupils, how far the eyes are apart. There's nothing else out there that has that intelligence to turn its head with its eyes closed and blink them open momentarily just for a fraction of a second when that camera kicked on. That's when I knew these things were not some primitive ape or something like that. These things had a severe, a high level of intelligence, very high level of intelligence. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing. Well, you know Bigfoot ain't around when you see them deer like that. Yeah, buffet. Trying like hell to hold it still, but them being so tight. Where was you standing at when you heard that grunt?
Just outside this bush right here. Or this grass right here.
Outside the grass. It sounded like it come.
Just like this. I was fucking with the horse over there. Trying to get the horse over by the water trough. I was trying to get him to come over here so I could pet him. And I heard that. It was like a...
Did it come from back over this way over here or back
right through, yeah.
Right through here? Yeah, that's where that sucker be laying down there. Or used to. I can tell now he's not laying down there anymore. It's probably since I put it on YouTube, I guess. Because I can tell now he look different. You see some of that stuff's not smashed down anymore. It's gonna regrown like that little.
Check this out.
That little stalk right there is back standing up again. So he ain't been right through anymore probably lately. So.
See this? This was pulled off right here. That right there.
What is that?
That's like something like maybe trying to get a limb full of berries.
Yeah.
Did that.
What did it do?
Really wild to fucking look through there and see a big gigantic face.
It's wild, huh? It'd be wild. I'd shoot you in the leg, make sure I got away. That's my technique. That's my researcher technique. Cripple whoever I'm with, I make sure I'm getting out.
There you go. Laying on the ground.
Oh yeah. Right there.
Yeah, I heard the grunt, and I turned around and fully expecting to see, you know, a fucking Bigfoot standing right in front of me. I didn't see nothing. I walked up to about where you were standing and was looking through the woods, and I got thinking, man, I'm really close to the woods. I think I'll back on off, and I didn't want to walk around this side. I just want to walk straight, you know, on that side of your house, closest point to the door, and then something hit the house. Like, I don't know, maybe a dirt clod, it wasn't a rock. There was no, you know, it wasn't a rock. It was soft, whatever it was. And then a few seconds later, you come outside. And I was like, I think it might be a possibility I had me down something going on, but of course, it could be overactive imagination too. But I heard that.
Heard a grunt. Huh? Like I said, man, we got hogs too. I mean, I don't know, I can't tell you. I mean,
never heard no hogs sound like that.
Well, only you know what you heard. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it was, but
yeah.
Everybody else out there is going to throw out alternate ideas out there, so I beat them to the punch.
When I heard it, when I turned to the left to try to see what I heard, I fully expected to see something standing there. Because you know, it was obvious. I heard something grunt. I don't know.
Yeah, they do that stuff on purpose. I know why. I know why they do it too.
Do it?
Yes, I know why they do it too. I was telling Joe, my wife, I said, my red box will bring out all the Bigfoots to the yard. Damn right. It's better than yours. Damn right. It's better than yours. I can show you what I have to do. That's why they come to the yard right there, man. The red boxes in them crops. Yeah. Can't get enough of it. And no shirt, of course. Well, you know, man, you fat when you go outside in December and they still ain't got no shirt on, nothing but Crocs and some red boxes. I've seen one right back here before.
Have you?
Yeah, I got the camera right there.
Yeah.
And I turned it on. As soon as I turned it on, I saw him just kind of like a silhouette. I saw it turn and walk away. Of course, I just turned it on. I wasn't recording, so.
Right here where Bailey was standing when that video was taken.
Yeah, right back here.
Right there.
Yeah.
She was looking that direction.
Yeah, right back in here somewhere. Well, this has always been the hot spot. This patch of woods right here is the hot spot. This is where the lean tree is, where I cast that track at, where Travis had his first sighting at, and where I hear all the limb breaks from those videos and all that stuff. It all happens right through here. Probably not so much anymore, but I can't imagine they keep coming here because they know every time I walk out the door, this is where my eyes are focused at. But I got one thing, I got to get back to the doctor and get my prescription glasses updated, man, because my eyesight's so bad. That might be a good thing, though.
Yeah.
The piss poor eyesight might just save my life or help me keep from having something traumatic. Yeah. Having good eyesight, I might have seen something I might not want to see up close. Well, very good eyesight, I might not have missed that night. When I shot at that juvenile, I've really been in deep shit. Since you heard that, I just want to come back here and record. The thing is, just walk back here and you record these woods and stuff and then replay it and put it in slow motion and put it out there for other people to do the same thing. And if there's anything in them videos, then people will pick it out. It blows my mind how folks can pick out that stuff and see it. Like that black bear. In that one video, I'm just running around talking about all kinds of stuff and shooting videos. There's a black bear and I never even saw it. Till somebody watching the video pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
Who brought that thermal with you? I don't know, it's so, the foliage is so thick right now.
It's broken right here.
Oh man, look, dude, they're always piddling out through here. And walking through here, you can see where the trail is and stuff. I mean, it could be other stuff besides Sasquatch. They ain't the only thing moving through here, because I have seen deer here recently come out of the tree line through here. But when you start looking at all these tree breaks, like that one right there, and 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 this hole, there's another one right up through there. All these trees are all about snapped off.
Yeah. This one broken too.
Yeah. I see you go right back here, man. Got it. This is where right back here, where that one that I videoed that it started out, they V'd off into two, and they both were snapped off at the same height and broke off smooth, and the tops were not nowhere to be found. And this is where, like I said, man, Dave and I run out all through the damn mountains and stuff looking for signs of Sasquatch. I'm like, man, I could take 10 steps out into the woods and see more of what I saw up there in the mountains. I'm spoiled. Like stuff like this, all this stuff's busted. And the guy made an interesting point about this. He said, he said if that was storm damage, he said it wouldn't be laying in all multiple directions like that. The way that it's all laid out. Yeah. And plus, we got to look at all the other stuff that's around it. There's none of that stuff right there, But it's damaged like that. And you got some other stuff back there that's all laid down, broken.
Yeah.
This spot right here particularly has a lot of tree damage right through here. Which could be a coincidence, be storm damage, but it just so happens that we're standing pretty much directly behind the leaning tree where I recorded those three figures that day. Yeah. In fact, if I look hard enough through these woods up here, I'll probably pick it out.
I think it's right there.
Yeah.
See that tree right there that's coming up, the biggest one? I think that's part of the several tree conglomerate right there.
Right around in there. And like I said, we're real close proximity to that leaning tree, so I know that they come through this area.
Yeah.
I've also got a game camera video that I've never released that shows a figure ducking. I mean, within the first half a second of the video as it starts, something ducks down. But it's so far away, all you can see is something ducking down. You can't see what it is. But whatever it is, saw the flash on the camera go off. Because you can see the reflection of the flash, like on the tree that's next to where the camera was mounted.
Yeah.
And when the flash goes, you see the flash still going off when it starts recording that video. And as soon, it's within the first half second of the video, it ducks down. But it's kind of far away, and it ducks down. Can't see what it is, but whatever it is too intelligent enough to duck,
It's like something grabbing the tree and walking around it and taking off the moss.
Yeah. I mean, that could be a possibility.
There's a tree similar on the way up Page Mountain,
Yeah.
where like hundreds of thousands of people have walked past this one tree and grabbed it on their way on down the trail.
Yeah.
And you can see it, it's worn the bark off of it.
We're gonna have to get out of these woods here shortly.
Yeah, man.
'Cause I ain't, Cat Daddy don't stay out here when it starts getting dark. Like I said, I ain't never had no signs of aggression, but I ain't gonna sit there. Right there's that willow tree. Like I said, I knew it was right over here by it. It's hard to tell by a map. Right there. Right there it is. So it's right there and out through there. And that's where we saw the 3 adults that day. And like I said, that's right over there where the trees were broke. That's where the main tree is right there. That shows how close that is. Of course, we got all kinds of stuff broke right there. Been broke for a minute. Can't say it all Bigfoot, but look at all that stuff up here broke off. Bam, 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 bam. All that stuff up here broke. I don't know if they... You look around here, there's just so much stuff broke off at the top. I mean, gotta be a handful of it storm damage, but some of this stuff is kind of isolated behind larger trees, and it shouldn't have been the stuff that caused the damage, but, you know, who really knows? I've seen a lot more significant stuff than broke trees. I mean, you know, I come out here and talk about broke trees all day long, but really, considering some of the stuff that I've seen in my own 2 eyes, I wouldn't even click on a video about some trees and shit, Harden. Because I've seen stuff a hell of a lot more significant than some broke trees. But it's part of that puzzle when you're trying to figure out, I don't know, I can't figure out what it means. You never gonna get no handbook that comes along with an encounter, I guess. But yeah,
It's been fucking cut off with a fucking lopper.
No, ain't nothing. Now I tell you,
I think these things are significant.
dude. Until that day that Caitlin had that, started screaming in my mom's backyard, and I heard that limb snap back here, and I come back here. I ain't been back here on this part of the property. Period. And I come back here and was recording that day, and I started seeing all this broke stuff back here, and I'm like, man, I can't. Now, when we were putting game cameras out around December the 21st or 20th,
We'll look at the dirt over there.
when we were putting out game cameras around December the 20th or 21st or something like that, adding additional ones, that's when we put the 19 game cameras in. This stuff was not broke like that back then. I need to look for those original video files that Joe and I recorded that day, because the game cameras were recording us as we were installing them, and you can see that there was not all this damage back here back in December, and I ain't been back here since, really. And I come out here, I don't know, back when Caitlin had that freak out that day about 2 months ago, and that's when I realized that all that stuff was broke like that. Of course, you hear it on camera, them snapping all the time, loud breaks. Gotta be something, so there it is. Time to exit stage right, baby. I don't stay in these woods at dark. The people that are new here, my daughter and I was back here at my mom's garden. We gotta have a fence around the garden that's already fenced off, because my daughter gets in here and picks everything. She was over at that gate right there and was working hard on trying to get that gate open. And just the previous week, week before that, David and I was right back here, and we casted a footprint.
Whereabouts?
Right back there, straight back, just right there on the other side of that tree line right there. I could throw a rock and hit it if there weren't no trees in the way, or if I could throw a rock like Bigfoot does. But anyway, I was walking right over here, looking at the tree line, just seeing if I saw anything. But I had my back turned to my daughter over here messing with that gate. She turned around and screamed. I turned around. She come running towards me. She fell. She got back up, grabbed me around the leg, and she turned right around. We was about right there whenever she caught up with me. And she turned immediately around and started pointing towards these trees back here. She pointed right back in here. But as soon as she saw that whatever she saw was no longer there, I watched her eyes, and them eyes were standing up and down this tree line right here, back and forth, looking for whatever she saw. But And that's when I had my mom watch her, and I got my stuff and went back there. And I heard a loud limb break whenever I was getting my mom to watch my daughter. I'm like telling her what was happening. And I heard a loud limb break happen while her and I were talking. Anyway, I got my gun, I got my stuff, went back there. And I just walked around this general area. I didn't go deep into the woods, but I didn't have to go far. I just walked right back there, and I wasn't no time at all. I found a track. So.
Hey, check it out. There's that one tree moving. No other trees are moving.
What do you see? Show me.
See it?
No, point it out. Point at it so I can see
Right
it.
there. Looking right there.
Yeah, I tell you I'm blind.
Yeah. See how that one tree's moving? And no other tree's moving.
Oh, you sure right. Yeah, it's wind now. Yeah, breeze coming in. Okay.
But there for a minute, no other tree was moving.
I hear you. It happened. Just gonna get that thermal. And a beer. And one of them shark cages. Reinforced. Tell you what, when the weather comes a little cooler, cutting all this shit down. It's all going.
What?
I'm too fat and too old right now to be out here working in the heat all day doing this stuff. But plus, we had a family that had a lot of storm damage down in Arkansas, and I had my chainsaw loaned out to family down there so they could clear up their storm damage stuff. But I got it back, and I got a good sized tractor. So it's one of the things we're doing as soon as the weather breaks again. Coming here cutting all this stuff out. Clearing it out. So there won't be no more leaning tree when I get done. Somebody wrapping off gunfire. As soon as it cools down, I'm clearing all this stuff out.